So today I'm going to show you how to set up a slip float rig. We'll be fishing either a fly like the mop fly or a tube jig. It's a little 32nd ounce tube jig like I used to like fishing in DC for crappies. I like to have a medium size or two BB size shot above that, about a foot above the lure. A slip float, of course. And then what we're going to do right now is we're going to learn how to tie a tube knot onto that coffee stirrer. So that we can slide that off onto our line to make a small knot that'll jam against the tip of that slip float. So to make a tube knot, we're going to take our coffee stirrer. The coffee stirrer is what we're going to use to apply the knot to our spinning line. Take a piece of monofilament, it's pointing to the left here in a loop, and lay the braided line that we're going to use for our slip float stop alongside of it. This is 30-pound test fly line backing. You could probably get away with 20-pound test fly line backing or even a strand of super braid. Bending the braided line back on itself, we're going to take the end of the braid and go over the tube 6 to 8 times, going in the direction of the loop we made of monofilament. Once you've done your 6 to 8 turns of fly line backing or braided line, and wet down the end of it here, slip the braid through the mono that you put there, that mono loop, bring it tight, and keeping all these loops against the tube, pull the mono loop back out so you get the end of your braid back through in the direction it started from. If you pull both ends snug now, you get a perfect symmetrical knot, nice barrel knot, all the way around your coffee stirrer. To tie this down to your spinning line, you're going to want it to come off of the tube evenly, so I'll take and snip that at an angle, so that when we go to tie this onto the monofilament, we can slide the knot off the tip of that piece of coffee stirrer. Let's go ahead and tie this on and see how it works. Alright, so here I have the end of my 8-pound mono that I'm going to fish with. I'll slide that through the tube. If you were tying fly line backing onto a fly line, the fly line itself would go through the tube. And then slowly slide my knot off towards the tapered end and pull down from both ends of the orange braided stuff to get that to cinch down evenly, coil after coil, onto the monofilament. Just kind of slide it and pull repeatedly and then cinch it down nice and tight so you get a very small barrel knot that's sitting on that mono. We'll trim the tags off, and that little tiny knot right there is small enough to slip through our spinning rod guides smoothly, but it's big enough to jam up against the hole on the slip knot, the slip bobber. So that little knot right there becomes your bobber stop. Okay, so to rig this, we'll take the end of the 8-pound test mono, stick it through the top of the slip float, and thread it all the way through so it comes out the other end like that. You see that the knot can be slid up the line. It'll stop the float right there. We're going to put on a couple split shot. Oh, come on, split shot. I like to put them about a foot above where my jig's going to go, or my fly. Keep them out of the way of the fish, out of their line of sight. end. We'll put the business end right here at the end of your line. There we go. So the slip float jams up against the split shot. The split shot give you a little extra weight to throw it, but when it hits the water, it'll lay sideways. The float lays sideways like this until the knot jams up against it. Then it sits up and down like this. Again, this is pretty shallow right now, but I could set this at 8 feet deep if I wanted to, reel the line all the way up onto the reel, including the knot, and cast the whole rig out, then leave the line slack until that bobber sits up in the water. At that point, you're vertical jigging 8 feet under your float. Just a neat way to fish for crappies in cold water and deep water. Vertical jigging from the bank. Let's go give it a shot. Guys, well, I'm slip float fishing here at a friend's pond, not far from my girlfriend's place in Chapin, and kind of wish I'd gotten this guy on camera. Just picked him up under this dock. Anyway, so the first fish I caught came from this side of the dock in the shade. So we just throw it out just beyond the end of the dock, twitch it back towards the pilings. Oh, there he is. Oh, that went right under. Missed him. Hard to say what that was. Could have been a bluegill or a crappie. Yeah, first twitch. There it is. Oh, that's a good fish. Take and drag. Look at that. Ooh, wow. Nothing to it. Oh, I like fishing here. I'm going to have to thank my friend for giving me permission to fish here. Thank you, Mr. Hackett. Look at that. So anyway, that's what slip floats are in the pond. A lot of fun. Barely have to do anything, and it suspends that bait just over the bottom. A couple little twitches, and you're into fish. Okay, I'm going to try dropping this right off the end of the dock here. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of fish in here. Did you see that? That bass just hit the... Oh, that's one. Hey, buddy. Wow. Okay, they do have bluegills in here, and not small ones. Check that out. Okay, just so you get an idea, I need to put this guy in my hand. I do not have small hands. Look at the size of that. That's a bluegill. Unreal. That was fun. Let's try that again. Set this about 3 inches deeper. See if the water's deep enough for that. Yes, it is. Oh, yeah, they're on the bottom. There we go. There's a bass. Look at that. 3 inches more depth. Suspending it just over the bottom. Drop it in. And it just hangs there. Can't resist it. Now, the forage base in here is mosquito fish, mostly. So this little 32nd ounce jig will catch everything in here. Everything eats those little minnows. Anyway, that's slip bobber fishing, and as you can tell, it can be really productive. I've picked up 5 or 6 fish here in only 20 minutes maybe. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you get out and try it. Okay, couldn't resist it. Got one more. Red breast sunfish. That is a chunk for a red breast sunfish. It's kind of rare to find them in ponds like this. Usually I find them out in the river. Pretty fish. These guys are serious omnivores. They'll eat anything that fits in their mouth. A little more aggressive than a bluegill.